presents School is Now in Session.
Welcome to Homeschooled Podcast.
Homeschool.
The homeschool podcast. Why? Because he was homeschooled.
It's time to document the journey. Welcome back to Homeschool Podcast. It's Augustino Zoida. I'm the host. You guys know the deal. It's great to have you back. We know you have a lot of options out there for podcasts, so thank you for being with us. I am excited to have a guest today. As you know, like every other episode, I have a guest, and then I'll do one by myself. So it's great to have a guest, especially a newcomer to Homeschool Podcast. Help me welcome Courtney Scheuerman, everybody. Courtney, it's great to have you. You look great.
Thank you.
And I haven't talked to you in a bit. And that's your dog Pika? I think you said.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So really quick, I'll talk to you about a couple things, but first I'd like to welcome everybody to the show and remind you that this episode is brought to you by Ooni Pizza Ovens. Ooni Pizza Ovens are now making it possible for everybody to have a pizza oven in your home. If you have a backyard, a deck, even a balcony, you can have a pizza oven. There is a size that fits every situation. It's great. Listen, when I was a kid, I had a friend. He had a pizza oven, and that family was rich, okay? But you no longer need to be the rich family in the neighborhood if you want to have a pizza oven. You can live in an apartment and have a pizza oven. It's great. You can host parties where people make their own pizza. It's a great date night, and so you can do it. And the holidays are around the corner. It makes a great gift. So you're going to click the link in the description or go to homeschooledpod.com, click on sponsors, and then click the Ooni. Click the Ooni Pizza Oven link. So also, listen guys, it's made to fit your budget, and there's also a 3-year warranty. So you can't lose, and it's a lot of fun. Also, this episode is brought to you by TrueDog. TrueDog is a great way for you to give your dog excellent food, treats, and you know where the ingredients are coming from. When it says meat, it's actual meat. A lot of the products that you see in everyday dog food is actually horrible for dogs, and over the years you might have noticed that your dog is reacting to it different. Guys, I've had dogs my entire life, and I've never had what I experience now. My dog breaks out with certain foods, like it gets allergies. So who knows what they put in it? It probably gets worse and worse, just like our food. As time goes on, they're putting worse things in them. So know what you're giving your dog, just like you like to know what you're having. They have dog food. They have dog treats. And my favorite part is the dental care, because my dog hates when I brush his teeth, and they have a spray. All you do is you spray it on their gums a couple times a day, and it's as good as brushing their teeth. As you know, if your dog has a bad dental hygiene, it can cause heart disease and even more. So it's time to start taking care of your dog. No more excuses. He doesn't like when I brush his teeth. Listen, there's a spray. It's as easy as that. They have a gift packet for Christmas, for the holidays, a little gift basket that has the dental treats, the spray. So all you're going to do is you're going to click the link in the description, or again, go to homeschooledpod.com and click on the TrueDog banner. All right, Courtney, thank you for being patient while I read through all that. Welcome to the show. It's your first time on Homeschooled. I'm glad I was able to finally get you on.
Yeah, I'm glad we're doing this.
I've tried. I think we tried a long time ago, but you know, if there's one good thing that came from the pandemic, it was that we have this whole new world of having podcasts over Zoom, and it's been a lot easier for everybody to make it,
Oh, yeah.
So
no one has any excuse. You're like, oh, you can do it while you're driving.
Yeah, I can't do it. It's like, no, dude, you don't even have to leave your house. So I wanted to have you on today. So Courtney has a one-woman show out right now, right?
I do.
That's super exciting. I'm really proud of you. I've been seeing that it's doing really well. You keep adding shows, and this is going to sound like the most LA thing ever, but I swear to you, I said to myself, I really want to see it. Like, I really want to support her, and I'm not, I've seen you do stand-up. We've seen each other do stand-up, and I'm like, I know that you're very charismatic. You do a lot of characters. I know you're going to be good at it. I really want to see what she put together for a one-woman show. And literally every time that you've added a show, I've been on the road. Like, I'm genuinely looking, and I'm like, oh, I'm on the road that week. But it's going great, right?
It is. It's going really great. It's at the Hudson Theater, and it opened for 2 weeks in the beginning of October, and then they asked me to continue it through the year, which is that's a big feat to take on.
So the
And
rest
so I
of
just
this year.
decided on, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it started in October. They wanted me to run it for 3 months there. Um, and that, yeah, I mean, you know how much producing shows, even like comedy shows,
Yeah.
even, but you have other comics on it, and this is just you
This is
for,
just you.
85 minutes. So, yeah. And then I also, I wrote it and directed it myself. So it's a lot of hats to wear. So, yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very proud of it. It's the best work that I've ever done, and I couldn't be more excited about it.
How long did you have the idea for it before you like started putting it in motion?
Some of the characters I had worked on at the Groundlings, and I had kind of written monologues at the actor studio and was putting those up. Um, and I mean, that was probably like, well, that was like a year before quarantine. And I actually thought that I was going to put the show up more just as a comedy. It was just characters. Before the shutdown, I was planning it that April, at a different theater, not the Hudson, but thank goodness that the quarantine happened for me. That experience of I had some really traumatic things happen right before the shutdown, and it gave me my ending to my story. So
Really?
I rewrote it. Yeah, yeah. And it took a much different took on some different legs, let's say. So
No, I mean I can I've never written a one man show, but I mean for stand up I do a lot of stories and I know that there's always something that like you can go back and rewrite. Some things that like they'll work fine but they're not there yet, and then sometimes I'll just put them down for even like a year. And then you go back and all of a sudden it just, you rewrite and it just works. There's something new happened to your life that just inspires it. That just happened to me recently. Like I have a bit, it works great. But then recently something happened to me where I was like, well, that'll just fit right in with that bit. And it kind of goes so well. I mean, you,
yeah,
you know the
yeah,
feeling.
it's funny. Yeah, everything in the story. I mean, I'm kind of always nervous about saying this, but the story is completely true. So anybody who's seen it, I think they question it when they leave the theater. They're like, did that really fucking happen? But it's all true. And actually finding bits and pieces that you can use of your life and being like, oh shit, this makes, I mean, yes, it's a story of my life, but it makes it into a cohesive story that could be told in one setting. And that's really, that was really the tricky part. And when I found how to make that a cohesive thing, I was so excited to share it. I still am.
So
So
you could say that like this has been years in the making. I mean, obviously pieces of your life, but then create characters that you created over the years. It just all came together to build this story.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
definitely.
I
Yeah.
get so inspired by stuff like that. I mean, I'm sure it's got like an epic ending, which I'm sorry if it was something tragic that happened to you in real life, but it gave you your epic ending. And
Yeah.
I love a good showmanship, and I respect it and I admire it. And listen, I don't care what anybody says. I think that every stand-up comedian at one point wishes they could be a rock star, like wishes they could be a musician of some kind. And some are, you know, I don't know. Me personally, I don't know. I just like I love to go to live concerts whenever I can or live theater in general, but live
Yeah.
concerts and I watch during the pandemic and I couldn't go to a concert, I would just watch live YouTube concerts like old ones.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
all the
you
time.
really?
I
Oh
love
my
it.
God, that sounds horrible.
Why? It's so
That would be
fun.
like my worst nightmare. I'd be like, turn that shit off.
Really? No, I made like a date of it. My wife and I would be like, let's have drinks and we'll like light candles and we're like pretend we're at a concert. We got through that pandemic, man. And,
You're the sweetest. Oh my
well, it was
God,
fun,
you're
but
such
I
love
get
it.
so inspired by stuff like that, and it always makes me want to do something more with my performance. It inspires me to go the extra mile. Like, how can I do something epic that, you know, and you have, honestly, stand-ups, we're pretty limited. It's us, a microphone, and a spotlight, and that's really all it is. And if you start to step out of that, it becomes not stand-up, apparently. So, I'm a little jealous of anyone that does, live music, theater, and well, a one woman show is theater, but you know what I mean. Like I'm just a little jealous of it because I'm like, your creativity almost has no limits, and a stand-up's creativity doesn't have limits either. But it's verbal creativity and just the writing. But you're able to write anything.
Yeah, well, this was so important to me to do because my background is in theater. I've never wanted to be a rock star, but uh, all I did as a kid was theater, and I into my adulthood, and then got into stand up later. So this time and going back to theater. So when I say this is a one woman show, this is a theater piece. This is not stand up and I just kind of
Yeah.
made a show of it. This is a definite beginning and end written theater piece.
Yeah. Do you remember an
And really
era?
my goal. What's that?
Sorry, I was gonna say, do you remember there was like a little era where all of a sudden every stand-up comedian was doing one-man shows? Like before the Netflix special got popular, there was an era where almost every comic was like, "I'm gonna do a one-man show," and they went out and just did stand-up. It was like there
No.
was like a little
When
era where I just would see that a lot. I would see a lot of comics. I'm doing my one-man show, and I'd just be like, and you go watch it, and they're just like, "Dude, you're just doing your act."
yeah, you know what? There are. I don't know. I didn't know that there was like an era happening, but I definitely went and saw a couple of females, one woman shows, and even this past year, and I was like, oh, that's not a that's
That's
not a one
not
woman
a
show.
performance piece. Yeah.
You just talked into a mic. Also, can't hold a mic. No, you can do whatever you want. That's stupid of me to say. It can be anything you want, and I think that's what's really cool about that art form of even saying. I know it's like, and I say this in my show. It's a little bit self-indulgent. It's little. It's literally. It's like the artist is holding you captive. While they're like, just let me tell you about me for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's so much more than stand up, and it gives you a lot of freedom.
Yeah, I mean, I've only seen photographs, and you're obviously doing every single character. Is it? How would you describe it? Is it funny? Is it dramatic? Is it all of the above? I mean, I know you're funny, and your characters. I can only imagine your characters. Some of them are funny.
Yeah, I think they're funny. Yeah, it definitely, um, like I can hear people crying. It definitely is a tearjerker, and it's definitely laugh out loud funny.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, the whole gambit of emotion. So
Yeah. Is there
yeah.
like a little part of you that is excited for it to come to an end so you can do other things, and are you a little tired or burnt out?
No, I actually I want to, and my plan is to take this to New York,
Oh, that's
take
awesome.
it to Broadway, off Broadway, and do a run there.
That would be
Yeah.
amazing. I mean, I
So
can't even imagine the work that goes into it. I mean, you wrote it, you directed it, and it's only you. So, like, what happens backstage? Is there other people that assist you in a wardrobe change? And I mean, what's happening?
no, no. I mean, I even load in and I load out.
Oh man.
No, you know what? I for this run I did take on too much. For the next run, I definitely will bring a director on and a producer.
Yeah,
Um, but the way the show is set up, I don't need anybody backstage. I never leave the stage for 85 minutes. So yeah, there's no all costume changes or happen on stage.
that's so exciting. How long is it?
It's 84 minutes. I keep saying 85 because I gave myself that minute, but it's 84 minutes. just magically, I'm like, what was the time tonight? The sound guy's like 84 minutes.
That's short. I mean, it's short in the sense of, guys, go out, entertain yourself. It's 84 minutes of your life, but it's long for you to be on stage by yourself for like that whole time.
It's funny because as a comic, I have comic brain where I'm like apologetic for everything of like, oh my God, this sucks. Is it going to be, am I holding them in here too long? Am I being too self-indulgent and even sharing my story? Who cares about my story? All those things. And it was really cool at the end of this run to hear responses of like, we wanted more, or like, I can't believe that was 84 minutes. It literally, like, the time flew.
Oh, and there's no intermission?
No intermission. No.
Nice. Wow. That's impressive. That's impressive, man.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
I go on stage for like 50 minutes. Lately, that's what I've been averaging, is a 50-minute set. And I don't know. I'm like, am I getting old or something? I get off stage and I'm like broken for the night. Like, I'm like done. I don't know what it is.
You know what? The worst part of the show, people are always like, what's your favorite part? Or like, what part is the hardest part? The hardest part of that show is coming out at the end and having to greet people.
Yeah.
I know that sounds awful, but like, I've just poured my heart out for 84 minutes and like having to walk out and then be like, thank you. And I am so grateful that everybody's there, but like, I have nothing left. I'm literally like,
no, it's not that. It's an energy thing.
Yeah. I just want to curl in a ball and go to sleep. So
I don't know what it is about performing. Joey Diaz and I used to have these talks about like, what is it when we're done, when you get off stage, we're starving. And we're just like we burn calories or something, and we can just sleep so well.
Adrenaline. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're adrenaline, it really is. Your body's just like
you can be sore. Like, I'm not really a physical comic. I'm not a physical comic, and like I'm sore. Like, you feel sore. I am.
Well,
that's just me.
I know what you're doing as well.
I have a bad knee. Yeah. When I was a kid, I jumped out of a tree and I landed on my feet like perfectly, and one of my femurs like popped up out of its place. And so it's just always bothered me. And now that I'm like older, and when it gets cold, I'm that guy now. I'm like, it's gonna rain tomorrow because my knee hurts. But I'm not doing anything strenuous on it on stage. But it's like an hour set. I get off stage. I literally limp off stage. Like, my knee just hurts so bad.
You need to look into that.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably not normal. But I hear you. Yeah, afterwards, it's like I'm sure you're drained, and you are so appreciative. You got to go out and just say hi to everybody. How's the theater? How do you like that theater?
The Hudson Theater is awesome.
How many does it hold?
That's the theater that I'm in, it holds 43.
That's great. It's perfect.
Yeah. They have 3 theaters there. And they're all gorgeous. They're all gorgeous venues. They have a ton of history. My Big Fat Greek Wedding premiered there.
Oh, cool.
The original one-woman show that then was picked up. Yeah, it's a beautiful venue, but I was originally wanting like a 99-seat guild theater to do this in, and I'm gonna be honest, at first it was a confidence thing. I was like, you know what, for the first run, I don't think I'm gonna be able to sell tickets. It's just me, it's not like a comedy show where you've got 7 people on the lineup and they're all pumping their social media. It was like, this is on me. I don't even have a director or producer helping me. It's literally just me. So I just wanted, I was kind of playing it safe. And then once I actually got in the venue, I was like, oh, it has to be this. Like it's such an intimate piece that even they filmed it, and I can't watch the film of it because it's lost. It's definitely lost in the film. It just needed that intimate small space. So, ended out working perfectly, and all of the shows have been sold out.
That's great.
There's still like a handful of tickets for this weekend, but I don't even know if I'd want to go to a bigger. I don't know what it would do to the performance. So
well, it took that for you to realize that. Like that was a smart move. Like I also would have started with something really really small, and work my way up. But like that was a smart move. But you learned that was the way this story should be told.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely worked out in my favor. But the other side of that is, I know when people walk in, they're like, "What the fuck is?"
Yeah, what is this? This little black box.
I'm like performing right on top. Well, the cool thing about the Hudson Theater, have you been there?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, because the back stage was the Comedy Central stage.
Oh, okay.
There. Yeah, and they lost their deal with Comedy Central when CBS bought them out. I think it was like right before the pandemic. But when Comedy Central was there, they had like an amazing deal for comics. You could use the stage for free, but they could film it, and they owned like some kind of rights to it.
Wow.
Which is really shit. But cool if you're like, I don't care, and I just want it for free.
As long as it wasn't your special and you just wanted to maybe throw on a show or something and work a set.
Yeah, but that, I think a lot of people were like, I'm gonna do comedy and hope that like Comedy Central is like, yeah, we want to air this, or
Yeah, I could see that.
It seems like a win. Yeah. But this theater, the theater that I'm using, it's the Guild Theater, and it has stadium seating. So like most
great.
black box theaters are flat, so this feels more theater.
That's great.
So,
Have you ever been to the Whitefire Theater in Sherman Oaks?
on Ventura, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually checked that theater out for this as well.
Is
Yeah.
it bigger, or like is it about that size?
That's it's not a 99, it's like an 89.
Okay. I like that
Theater?
theater.
Yeah.
That's like stadium seats also. I've always liked that theater.
Yeah, that's a great theater, and they've got a great setup and team there. My only thing was I didn't want to have to drive. I didn't want to go to the Valley. Not that there's anything wrong with the Valley, but I'm from the Valley. I was born and raised there.
Oh, me too.
I knew that.
Yeah.
I did know that. Yeah, I really wanted industry out for this, and I didn't think that.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah, that's smart. Where did you grow up in the Valley?
In Woodland Hills,
Oh, okay.
like near Canoga Park.
Yeah. Where'd you go to school?
Yeah, El Camino.
Oh, that's where my mom went.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my mom went to El Camino. Obviously not the same class as you. Definitely not. My mom was in the same class with Brad Garrett, who went to El Camino.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. We got a lot of people. Tiffany Haddish went there.
Yeah, I think I heard that too, that she's a Valley girl also.
Yeah, she went to El Camino. A lot of people. Samantha Hale.
Yeah.
Samantha Hale.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, she lives over there still, like sort of. Well, she's like Woodland Hills, Winnetka area, yeah.
Yeah, she has a house there. Yeah.
Yeah, she does a mic on Mondays in her backyard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've done that a couple of times. It's fun, it's a supportive group.
Oh.
And she's got a bunch of
Yeah,
dogs
that's
and stuff,
cool.
and some people bring their dogs, and it's fun.
Oh, that's cute. I should hit her up.
Obviously, this has occupied a lot of your time. How's stand-up going?
Stand up is going. This.
Yeah.
No, it's been like a love-hate with it for the past year. I took the month off for the show, and I just said, as us comics, it's like if somebody asks you to do a spot, you're like, yes, when? I'll be there.
Yeah.
Or I guess I should speak for myself. That's how
It's
I've
true.
treated
Yeah.
this business, and it's not good. It's not good. It's not good for here. It's not good for here.
Yeah.
You know,
There's the right
just-
time to do that, and then there's a time to stop doing that.
yeah. And I hit my time. on that. I definitely did. So stepping back into acting and into theater, and just feeling how rewarding and how awesome and how much control I have over that has been wonderful.
I love
And
it.
yeah, and so I'm definitely looking at stand up a lot different, and my approach to it, and my approach, and um how I even want to be in this community, because I don't think I had put enough thought into that. I think I was just in this rat race of doing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's actually funny. The minute you say, I don't want to do stand up anymore, then,
That's
the
when
improvs
the
are calling you. Like, you want a spot? And you're like, what?
yeah, that's when the phone starts ringing, right?
Yes.
It's so weird. I I feel so good now when I turn some stuff down. Doesn't it feel good? like
Like a little bit. It's like,
I think we got a little buffer here for a second, but yeah, I just feel so good when I tell somebody, "No, thank you. I don't want to do that show." Like it just kind of feels good.
it does.
And it's
Yeah.
not that like, listen, I'm sure it sounds like I'm being a douche, and I'm not. Like I'm sure it sounds like I'm too good for that, or I'm better than that at that point. I'm not. I'm not. I'll do anything. I'll do a bar show still. I'll do mics. I don't care. It's not that I'm too good for it now. It's that I've put in the work. I've already
Yeah.
done it. I've paid my dues, and if I don't have to, I won't. I'll still pay dues if I think it's a smart move. But like I don't need to pay dues anymore. Like it's just I don't.
Or something that feels good. I did a show at the hotel cafe, because a friend was putting on, and she asked me to host it.
Mm.
She's like, I'll pay you. And I was like, you know what? I will host it for you, and you don't need to pay me. Like, because it felt good to do that for her.
Yeah.
And I had a great time. And it was like, this is wonderful. I want to do stand up on my terms like this. Or get
Yeah.
paid a lot.
Well, somebody recently asked me like this is the recent one. Somebody was like, hey, you want to do the show I produce? And I'm like, sure. And they don't live here, by the way. They don't live in LA, but they're producing a show in LA. I go, okay. And they're like, go and go there at this time and do it. And I'm like, all right. And they're like, I'll give you $100. Cool. And then they go, can you do clean? And I'm like, I could do clean for 30, but I can't do clean for 60 minutes. And now they're like, oh, you got to do 60. There's no other comics. It's just you. And I go, listen, how about I bring a couple comics to share the time with me, and I'll pay them
Yeah.
out of it, or okay, sure. Then it turns into and then I was like, by the way, I'm like, where is this? And then it ended up being like an hour drive, and I was like, you know what? No, thank you. Like I really appreciate you asking me, but I'm just gonna be honest with you right now and tell you that is not worth it for me to do. I don't want to restrict myself anymore. Like if it pays extremely well, I can work clean for you. But
Yeah.
besides that, I don't want to put any restrictions on my art.
Yeah.
I want to do what I want to do, and there was a time I would do whatever you asked me to do, and now I don't. I only want to do what I want to do. Otherwise, why am I doing it?
Well, it's also thinking about it and approaching it like it's a job. So if they're asking you to do 30 minutes of clean material, that's you sitting down and figuring out what your 30 minutes of clean material are.
Sure.
Then you got to drive there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like when you're like, yeah, you made $100 for the set. It's like, okay, well, how much were you actually being paid an hour?
Yeah.
Like that's all. It all goes into it. And
I'm not
yeah,
above
I
it.
think
I've
the
done
longer
it.
you're-
Like it's a living. It's a job. I've done it, and I'll do it if the
Yes.
money's good. But if the money's not good, I'm not gonna put myself through it. I want to do the stand up that I want to do, and I want to talk about what I want to talk about. And that's it. And I want to really have a big epic thing that I would love to do, but I'm not a musician.
What are you wanting to do as a musician?
I don't know.
Do you play anything?
Nothing.
Oh.
I should I should learn. Like, yeah, I don't know. I'd love to like play the keyboard or something, or end my show with a musical number. I don't know. I don't know. I just love live entertainment, and I respect so much the people that go out and enjoy live entertainment, and I want to give them something more than they would get at any other comedy show, something that they remember. So I try to do something different all the time. Like I do storytelling at the end. Halloween, I let people go trick or treating to the stage. I give out candy. I've done something where Valentine's Day last year I did this big easel where I wrote jokes that I've never done before ever on the easel, and to music. And every time I would rip it off, it would be like, something funny to the different song. It was all like couples humor.
Yeah.
I just trying and trying. I want to take maybe a piano lessons or keyboard. I don't know. I just love it. I love theater. I love anyone who, just brings their talent. I want to go the extra mile. I just want to stand out and do something special. I've been thinking about learning sign language and doing stand up, my own jokes, but sign language, signing while I'm performing, which I don't think a lot of comics have ever done. So people
I don't
who
think I've ever seen it. No.
are deaf can enjoy live entertainment, because if you are at home watching a Netflix special, you could probably put on the caption.
Have you ever encountered somebody at your show that's deaf?
No, but if you build it, they will come. Well, they're not at my show because they won't understand what I'm saying.
But they'll come if they know that you're the comic that does that.
Right.
I see where you're going.
Right.
You got a market. You got an untapped market there. There you go.
But it's true. We've both paid our dues. I hear you. I ain't mad at you. You probably we might have equal time in this. I started in 2009.
No, I started in 2011.
Oh, okay. So, but since I could remember of knowing you, you were always out. You're always out every night. And it's true. Whatever show people offered you, you would do. I'd show up at the basement of a hotel and be like, "Hey, I heard this comedy here," and Courtney would be there. I'm like, "Hey, you are always out, and we've paid our dues, and I'm really happy for you that you've taken this dream and made it not a dream." And it's one thing to take an idea and put it on a piece of paper. And I'm not just saying this just to, blow smoke. I know from experience, and people need to hear that it's one thing to take a dream and put it on a paper. That in itself takes a lot. And then to take the paper and make it a reality is a whole other thing. And you did it, and I'm super happy for you. I love seeing my friends. I love seeing people that were side by side with me grinding succeed and do what they love doing creatively. And that's why I've been wanting to go I want to watch it. And I've been out of town every single date. But anyway,
well, thank you so much for saying that, because it is, you want to be like, oh, it doesn't matter what other people think, but your peers, the people that you're in the grind with doing this, who know how hard it is, it means a lot.
Of course,
the encouragement and the love. So I really appreciate that.
Of course, yeah. That's why I wanted to have you on, and I'm glad that the show is going to be continued through the remainder of the year. So you got this weekend. Of course, I am in Massachusetts this weekend, but you have you have performances this weekend. What are the dates and times?
It's the 12th and 13th, Friday and Saturday at 8:00 at the Hudson.
8:00 shows, excellent. And then what are the other dates after that, or do you not want to plug them yet?
No, so that's it for this year.
Oh, that's it.
Then,
okay.
Yeah. So I didn't take the 3-month extension. I just took the 2 nights.
Okay.
And then we'll start up again next year.
So I'll come out and see you in New York
Yeah.
in order to see it.
That'd be hilarious.
That's great. Yeah, I've been crazy all year. Believe it or not, I have been on tour since February of this year, every 2 weeks, because I don't like to book them back to back, because you get sick, you got to cancel dates, and who wants to do that? So I've actually been, but I'm doing the same thing. After this, I'm home. I'm not going anywhere. I don't want to do a pre-Thanksgiving show. I'd like to do a New Year's Eve show maybe to end the tour, but if I don't, I'm not really going to be that mad either. I'm exhausted. I'm sick of airports, and
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
been worth it. I had an hour at the beginning of the year, and it's a way better hour now.
Good
It's
for you.
it's the same hour, it's the same material, but the performance is better because a lot of younger comics, they think about the time. Like, man, like I can't wait till I get an hour, and it's like I'm not talking about filling time. Filling time doesn't make you a headliner.
Right.
It's the performance. Like I can watch one guy do 60 and watch another guy do 60 and go like, well, that guy's the headliner. You know what I mean? Like there's a huge difference in performance, and I'm so glad that I've worked constantly because like I'm really happy with my hour right now. Like if I was a bigger name, I'd film a special right now, but I can't fill a theater. So
Awesome. Well, you don't have to fill a theater. You can fill the Hudson Theater, the 43.
That's
and
true.
Shoot it. People are shooting specials in their living room, so you don't have to fill a theater.
I
And
bet
don't
you
mean that as a knock. I mean that's like that's what specials are now.
it would probably
So-
look great.
And you've been talking about like thinking outside the box, and
Yeah.
like what else can I give the audience? Do it. Do your
Yeah.
special.
Maybe I'll learn sign language, do a special with sign language.
You really should do that. You've been talking about it, so do it.
I should.
Yeah.
But anyway, Courtney, thanks so much for coming on today. I'm glad I got to catch up with you. And
Thank you for having me.
where are people buying tickets for this? Is it on your website?
There is a link on my website at courtneyscheuerman.com, but the ticket link for the theater is onstage411/holding court.
Okay, great.
What's that?
I was gonna say I'll grab it from your website and I'll put it in the description of this podcast so if people want to go check it out, support. How often do you guys get to see a one-woman show? And I mean, I've known Courtney forever. I guarantee it's gonna be a great time. It sounds like you're gonna laugh and you're gonna cry, and I love when an entertainer does both for you. So I'm sad I'm gonna miss it. So you guys go out and support and get tickets to the show while you still can.
And I sing.
Yeah, and you sing. Oh man.
I sing.
Well, I'm super happy for you, and thanks for coming on the show. And
Thanks, love to see you.
I'll see you out there soon.
Okay, I'll see you soon.
Go ahead and log off. I'll say bye to these guys.
All right, bye.
Okay, bye. Courtney Scheuerman, everybody. Like I said, from as far as I can remember, she was always out doing stand-up. Every flyer had her picture on it. Every show that I wanted to check out, she'd be hanging out too. If in case a spot opened up, like, she was always out there. And like I said on the show, I really am inspired by anybody that takes, out of the box a little bit and just takes creativity and does something more with it. It's exciting, and I hope that you guys support any form of live entertainment that you can that's near you. And I got a couple more shows the rest of the year, but it's not really it's all California dates. It's I got Long Beach, I got San Diego, something else. But anyway, everything's at homeschoolpod.com. Click on tour, or augustinocomedian.com. Click on tour, and support Courtney. I'll put the link in the description to her website to buy tickets. Also her Instagram, so you guys can follow her. Make sure you let her know that homeschool rolls deep, and don't let people think that we ain't got no listeners over here. If you like a guest, go hit them up and tell them that whatever, they inspired you, whatever it is. You heard them on a homeschool podcast, and that's it, you guys. Again, I can't stress enough how difficult it is to make a dream become reality. And when I say difficult, I don't mean that it's difficult to make it happen, because it happens all the time. I mean, it's difficult for you to push forward and start making the wheels turn. So it's epic for you to take an idea and write it down and finish it and complete it. Then it's a whole nother thing to make it come to life so other people can see it live and enjoy it. It's really a wonderful, wonderful thing, and we're so blessed on this planet to have art. So don't sit there and sit at home and listen. Movies are great. I fucking love movies. Some of the TV shows that are out right now are so fucking good. I love it. I have a drink. I love to cook now. I love cooking dinner. It's great staying home. I gotcha, guys. I gotcha. But we have such wonderful things in life, And one day you're going to be too old to fucking walk or leave the house, or one day you're going to be 6 feet below. Enjoy these wonderful things while you still can. I was thinking to myself today, people used to get dressed up like in their best clothes, and they used to go out to watch theater, and that might be someone else dressed in their best clothes, telling jokes, singing songs, acting, a play, all of the above in one performance. You go out to see Jerry Lewis, you see him and Dean Martin dancing, telling jokes, you see everything. This is what entertainment used to be, and now it's gone all the way down to watching random people you don't know who have zero talent react to videos they saw online, which I don't understand this as a form of entertainment. And if you catch yourself doing it, please stop. It's a form of bringing your intelligence down. But anyway, I gotta get out of here. I'm trying to go into Hollywood and get on stage tonight. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for supporting the Homeschool Podcast, where we document the journey. I'm Augustino Zoida. Don't forget that only love can save the world. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.